Great. It's so nice to be back. Our little hiatus, but necessary. Lots of things in life going on. But we're all here now. You can turn the lights off. Yeah, we don't really need them. It's habit. I did open the window, Italy, because I thought it smelled a little. That was the only one I could get open, but none of the ACs seem to be on. Just so whatever you need to do, whatever you need to do. I could only get this one to open. Okay. Oh. Everyone come into their comfortable seated position. If you have a block handy, at least one block tonight will probably be nice towards the end of class. So if you can settle in, sway side to side, find your comfortable seat, find your sit bones and those two pointy little things on your bum. And then start to settle, start to find some stillness. Take some slow breaths. Feel your breath coming in through your nose and out through your mouth. As you slow down, maybe take a few moments to reflect on your day. Let your eyes close or softly gaze at the ground in front of you. Let your shoulders soften away from your ears. Feel the air as it enters in through your nose and out. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to reach our fingertips out to the sides. Walk your fingertips out. Feel your arms start to stretch, your forearms. And then on your inhale, reach the fingers all the way out and bring them all the way up overhead so that they touch. And then exhale, flip your palms and press everything down away from you. Inhale, turn your palms up to the sky, bring everything in. And then exhale, flip your palms, press everything down. One more time, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, press everything down. When your fingers touch the ground, let your hands grow heavy. Maybe your palms start to settle in. Spread the fingers on your right hand and then press them into the ground like you're gripping a big pile of sand or mud. Reach your left arm out to shoulder height and then float it all the way up and over to the right. Stretching through your left side, big side stretch. Reach and then bring your left hand all the way back down to the mat. Let your palm connect. Press your fingertips into the ground. Reach your right arm out and up and all the way over to the left. Feel that side body stretch through the right side this time. And then bring your hand all the way back down. We're going to bring our left arm up, and this time we're going to bring it all the way across over to the right. Look past your right shoulder and then bring it back out. Let it float down. Reach your right arm up. Bring it all the way over to the left, looking past your left shoulder, and then return it and let it float down. We're going to bring our arms all the way up. We're going to do this a few times in different places tonight. You're going to pull your arms down, coming into a trident or a cactus, and then see if you can get a little opening through the chest, a little bit of a back bend. So maybe you take a few pulses here. See if you can reach your shoulder blades towards each other, stretching through this front part of your chest, through your under armpits, and then reach your fingers up Exhale, let them float down in front of you. At your own pace, start to slowly walk your fingers out and away from you, letting your spine round, letting everything just roll off your back, roll off your shoulders. Find the stretch that works for you from the crown of your head all the way down along your spine through to your tailbone. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths, so see if you can relax into it. You can always place your head on a block or your forearms on a block and bring the ground closer to you. And now we're going to slowly walk ourselves back up to our seated position. We're going to make our way into our tabletop, coming onto all fours, lining your knees up under your hips, lining your hands up under your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. And again, it's like you're pressing your fingers until like you're kneeling on mud. So you're not gripping, but they're sinking in. And then think about rotating your upper arms forward so that the eyeballs of your armpits reach forward. Hello. Lift your belly button up so that your spine is nice and straight. And breathe here. So this is active. We're actively holding our bodies in our tabletop position. Now reach your right leg back, toes on the ground, rock back and forth. There might be some snapping and popping. And then stop. And from here, we're going to cat-cow. So drop your belly, open your heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, roll forward, open your heart. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral. Return your right knee. Take a breath here. And then extend your left leg back behind you, rotating back and forth over your left foot. Of course, the sun has come back out now. And then find your center stillness, drop your belly, open your heart, big cow spine. Exhale, round for a cat spine. Inhale, forward for cow. Exhale, round for cat. One more time, inhale, forward. And exhale, round. Return your legs back to your tabletop position. We're going to extend our right leg up off the ground behind us this time. Now notice if your right hip lifted up and see if you can drop it down so that it's in line with the left hip. Flex your left foot. Once you find your balance, reach your left fingertips forward. You're flexing your right foot, reaching your left fingertips forward. Lift your left arm up by your ear. If you can balance here, that is fantastic. If you want to take it to the next step, go ahead and bring your knee and your elbow to meet underneath your belly button, and then reach back out. Exhale, bring your knee and elbow to meet, reach back out. One more time, bring your elbow and knee to meet, reach back out. Keep your leg lifted, lower your left hand, and then see if you can bring your right leg over to the left. Place your right toes down on the ground and feel the stretch through your right side hip. Press into your right hand so that you lift your chest up and you're not dumping into that shoulder. Take a breath here, maybe even rock a little bit on your toes, back and forth. Nice. And now return the right knee underneath you. Before we do the other side, we're going to take some circles with our hips, bringing them back all the way up, all the way back, all the way up. One more time. And then come back to your tabletop. Reach your left foot out and up behind you. Flex your left toes. Start to find your balance, lifting your belly button up, dropping your left hip so it's in line with your right hip, and then reach your right fingertips out in front of you. Finding your balance. You can stay here, or if you're ready, exhale, draw the knee and elbow together. Inhale, reach back out. Exhale, draw the knee and elbow together. Inhale, reach back out. One more time, draw them together, and then reach back out. Place the right hand down, keeping the left leg lifted, and now draw the left leg over to the right as far as you can get it. Place your toes down on the ground. Press into your left hand so that you're not dropping your chest, and find the stretch through your left hip, maybe your left side waist, and breathe. Return your left leg, and now we'll circle in the other direction. So whatever direction doesn't seem natural to you will probably be the other direction, in case you don't remember which way you went last time. And really, in the big scheme of life, it probably doesn't matter that much. Just want to get some juices flowing, moving stuff around. All right. Come back to our neutral spine. Reach our right leg behind us, and then draw the right foot all the way up in between your hands. Pressing the right knee down. We are going to lift ourselves up, bringing up our arms, and then exhale, draw your arms down into that cactus or trident pose. And then from here, see if you can sit your hips forward just a little bit, taking a tiny, tiny little back bend. Nothing too big yet. And then reach your arms straight up, bring your fingertips down by your front foot, and then see if you can shift your hips back. Flex your front foot, big hamstring stretch or runner's stretch. Breathe here. Roll back onto your right foot, plant your hands, and slide your right knee back underneath the left. Reach your left foot back. And draw your left knee into your chest. Slide your left foot up between your hands, pressing into your left foot. Reach your arms out and up overhead. Finding your balance. Draw your elbows down, opening your chest, taking a little bit of a back bend, letting your hips sink forward if that feels good for you, if you have the balance. And then reach your arms back up, float your fingertips down by your front foot, press your hips back towards your heel, and see if you can flex that front left toe. Big stretch through the hamstring. Breathe here. And then roll back forward. Plant your hands, slide that left knee, underneath your hip. You can go ahead and shake it out just a little bit. Walk your hands, one handprint forward. Curl your toes under, and we're gonna slowly count in your head to 4 to make your way up to down dog. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now that you're up here, pedal it out. Move, bending your knees side to side. And then lengthen your spine, lifting your hips up to the sky behind you. Lift your right leg up behind you, draw your right knee in, slide your right foot all the way up by your hands. You're in your low lunge. You can always lower your back knee down again, or you can stay here in your low lunge. One more breath. And now reach your arms up, coming into a high lunge. Find your balance, find something to focus on to help you. You can pulse a little bit if you need to. And now draw your elbows down. From here, if you can, open your chest, taking a tiny little back bend. Pressing into your left big toe, and your right big toe will help you with your balance. Reach your arms straight up. Exhale, float your hands down by your front foot. plant your left hand, twist up and open to the right. Stay here. Drop your right hip down just a little bit. Reach your right fingertips up just a little bit more. And now bring your right hand down, step back to downward facing dog. Bend your feet, shift your weight. Find your stillness. Now float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest as you slide your left foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Think about squaring your hips down. Reach your right heel back. You can always lower your right knee if you need to. Lift your heart and chest up. Bring your arms all the way up, coming into your high lunge. Breathe here. Find your balance. Draw your elbows out and open. If you can, take a tiny little back bend. And then reach your arms back up, float your fingers down, plant your right hand down, open up to the left. Beautiful. Now drop your left hip down, reach your right heel back a little bit, reach up, up, up. Float your left hand down, step back to downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out. All right. Float your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot all the way forward, coming into your low lunge. Take your time. We're not speeding up. We're just going to add a little bit on. Reach your fingertips up. Breathe here. Draw your elbows out and open. Maybe you take a little bit of a back bend. Draw your hands to heart center. And now twist to the right. Breathe here. Reaching your left heel back, squaring your hips to the front of the mat. And then come back to center, bring your fingertips down, plant your left hand, reach and twist up to the right. This time bring your right arm by your right ear and then bring it all the way down. So a little bit of a windmill action. Step back to your downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out, side to side. And now float your left leg up behind you. Slide the left leg all the way up between your hands, coming into your low lunge. Press your foot down. Reach your arms all the way up. High lunge. Draw your elbows open. Maybe take a little bit of a back bend. Feel your right leg lengthen. Bring your hands to heart center and twist your torso to the left. Nice. Breathe here. It's warm in here today. Drop your hands down and then step back to downward facing dog. We're having a hot yoga class. All right, one more, add one more little thing on. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee all the way in, come into your low lunge. Reaching your left heel back, press your right foot down, reach your arms all the way up. Draw your elbows open. Take a small back bend if it's available. And then bring your hands to heart center. This time, if you want, when you twist, start to bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Reach your right heel back further. Coming into this twist, looking up over your right shoulder if that's available. Maybe you're a little wobbly. And then unwind. Press your left hand down, twist up to the right. Windmill your arm all the way forward and down. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw the left knee into the chest. Step all the way forward. Low lunge. Breathe here. Reach your arms out and up. high lunge. Woo. Activate your inner thighs, pull your elbows down, open your heart. Bring your hands to heart center. Breathe in on your exhale, twist to the left. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Coming down onto your knee is a great option. Beautiful. Untwist to the front, plant your hands, reach your left arm up, and then reach your left arm overhead as you windmill it all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Bend your knees and walk your hands back towards your feet, coming into a forward fold. Letting your head hang heavy. Heel toe your feet to the width of your yoga mat, and then sway your hips right to left. Start to lower your hips down towards the ground, coming into your version of a squat, whatever that might be. So as low as you can go. Maybe you need to put a block or a pillow underneath you. Maybe your heels are up. All of that is fine. Breathe here. And now place your hands down and come back into your forward fold. Heel toe your feet back to hip distance apart and walk yourself back out to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Look forward at your hands and walk your feet up to meet your hands. Hang here. Maybe you take your two fingers and wrap them around your big toe in a yogi toe lock, letting your elbows come out to the side, deepening your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then release the toe lock and slowly roll yourself all the way up to a standing position. Lining your head up over in between, center between your shoulders. Beautiful. Taking your time, engaging your core as you roll up. Nice. I feel like my back is towards everyone. I'm going to turn the other direction. All right, stand here. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, softly bend your knees. Inhale, bring your hands up to your thighs, flatten your back, gaze out at the floor. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, press and stand all the way back up, arms, fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, hands down by the side. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Draw your fingertips onto your shins. Press your hands into your shins as you lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press everything up, coming all the way back up to stand. Hands down by your side. It's like the yoga version of heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. One more time, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, maybe your fingertips stay on the ground, maybe they're on your thighs or your shins. And now plant your hands on the ground. Step yourself back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Draw yourself forward to plank. From your high plank position, you're going to drop your knees down. Rotate your shoulders, open your chest like you did when we had our arms in trident, and then exhale, slowly lower your chest and your chin. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come back down. Press yourself into your tabletop position. Curl your toes under, lift your hips back up to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Think about rotating your arms forward, pressing all your fingertips into the mat.
Reach your heels down. Find your core strength in your lower belly as you inhale, pull forward to high plank. Exhale, drop your knees to the mat. Press your fingers down, open your chest. On our exhale, we're gonna lower halfway down. Hold it here, and now press back up. Lower halfway down, untuck your toes, and press up into a back bend. If you can, lift your thighs and knees off the mat. Exhale, come back through tabletop and into downward facing dog. Breathe here in down dog. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Float your left foot all the way up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your right heel down. Pressing into the outer edge of your right heel, you're going to cartwheel yourself all the way up into your warrior two. Now look down at your legs. Is your left heel intersecting with the center of your right foot? Is your left knee opening enough that you can see your left big toe? All right, once you get your feet, adjust your feet, whatever you need to do. Think about getting your shoulders over your hips. So you don't want to lean forward. You don't want to lean too far back. I'm trying to get nice and straight, nice. And then bring your arm straight out to the side. Bring your back arm towards the door a little bit more, Annalie. Yeah, there you go. All right, from here, straighten your front leg and let your fingertips touch overhead. Take that breath, take that break. Exhale back down into warrior two. Inhale, reach up. Exhale back down into warrior two. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Hold here. Come back into your warrior two. Bend your left forearm, place it on your left thigh, reach your right arm up to the sky, side angle. Feel the rotation through your torso. Come back up to warrior two, straighten your front leg. Turn both toes so they face the door or the right side of your mat. Reach your arms out, find this zipping up through your center line, and then exhale as you hinge forward at your hips. Trying to keep your spine as straight as possible. Bringing your hands down to the ground when you can, or down to a block to let them support you. Folding forward at your comfort level. Letting your hips reach up high. Letting your weight shift a tiny bit onto your toes, like you could just slide a Metro card under the heel of your foot, maybe. And then walk your hands towards your left foot, coming back into your low lunge. Slide your left foot back into plank. You can take your own version of vinyasa, or you can drop your knees, open your heart, exhale halfway down, lift back up, exhale halfway down, untuck your toes, come into upward facing dog, exhale back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. You can pedal it out. Take whatever time you need. Take a child's pose if you need to. And now float the right leg up behind you. Draw the right knee all the way in, sliding the right foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn the right heel out. Turn the left heel out, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your arms out and up, coming into your warrior two. Take the moment to check, look down at your feet. Is the heel of your right foot lining up with the center of your left foot? Bending your right knee, keeping it over your ankle, but then making sure you can see your right big toe. Reaching your arms out to the side, finding that center where your shoulders are over your hips. Sitting as low as is comfortable for you. Gazing over your right middle finger.
And then straighten your right leg, bring your fingertips to touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Straighten the leg, bring your fingertips to touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Feel the stretch through your side body. Come back to warrior two. Bend your right arm, place your right arm on your right thigh, reach your left arm up. Side angle. Now see if you can find this center twist and gaze up at your left hand. Come back up to warrior two, straighten your front leg, turn your toes to the left or to the windows, and then start to shift your weight, folding forward. Coming all the way down. Maybe your hands can reach your feet, your ankles, the outer edges of your feet, letting the crown of your head get as close to the floor as possible. Breathe here. Start to walk both hands over to the right. Turn your right foot coming into your low lunge. Slide your right leg back into plank. Drop your knees or take your version. Lower halfway down. Press back up. Lower halfway down. Untuck your toes. Come into upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out. Shift your weight side to side. And then let's all find a tiny bit of stillness in our down dog. See if you can get your ears between your biceps. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee all the way in. Slide your left foot up between your hands. Turn your right heel down, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Reach your right arm out and around, coming into your warrior two. Check your warrior two. Take the time. Set up the posture. Reaching your arms out. Bring your arms straight up overhead as you straighten your front leg. And then exhale, melt back down. Lift and straighten. And then exhale, melt back down. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. This time we're going to straighten our left leg, coming into peaceful triangle. And now stand up straight, reach your arms out. Bend back into warrior two. Bend your left arm, place it on your left thigh, reach your right arm up and over. Breathe here, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Lift back up. Straighten your front leg. Turn your toes to the right, to the door. Bring your heels in. Bring your arms into your cactus shape. And from standing here, see if you can open your heart just a little bit. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. And then straighten your spine, coming into your goddess pose. So you're sitting as low as you can go, bending your knees. Maybe you add some pulsing or some swaying side to side, depending on what feels right in your body today. Hanging out here for just a little bit longer. We're going to exit this into a warrior two to the back of our mat. So we're going to lift up and then melt into warrior two to the back of the mat. Nice. Turn your right palm up now and exhale back, peaceful warrior. I know we're a little turned around. I promise we'll get back to the front. Come back to warrior two, facing the back. Come into your side angle. So your right arm on your right thigh, left arm by your left ear. Breathe through it. And now you're going to bring your left hand down and start to walk yourself in a forward fold to the long side of your mat.
Just a different way of getting here. Ending up in this nice, same deep forward fold. Maybe this time you add a little bit of alternating knee bending to get deeper into your hips. And then we'll continue to walk around to the front of the mat, coming into a low lunge with the left leg forward. Once you're there, step back into your plank, taking your version of your vinyasa. Dropping both knees, lower down halfway, lift back up. Lower down halfway, untuck your toes, lift yourself into an upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Pedal this down dog out. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. Take a child's pose if you need it. And now float the right leg up behind you. Draw the right knee into your chest, sliding the right foot up between your hands, backing your low lunge. Turn your left heel down, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Cartwheel your arms all the way up and open into your warrior two. Take the time to check your warrior two, reaching your arms out and away. And then straighten your front leg, fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Straighten your front leg, fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Nice, now straighten your right leg, keep reaching back behind you. And then come back into your warrior two. Bend your right arm, place it on your right thigh, reach your left arm up and over. Breathe here. And then bring your left hand down. I missed something. I missed this. Yeah. We're just going to come here. So just come to goddess pose. Reach your arms out and up. Draw your elbows down. Come into your squat. Open your heart. Oh, that's what we did. Now it just came back to me. We're going to get it all, just in a different order. So that's fine. And then straighten up. Come into your side angle. And then rotate all the way down, walking yourself to the left, coming into your forward fold. Bringing your head down as far as you can. And now maybe you want to bend your knees side to side. Take a few more breaths here. Remember, we're going to exit into warrior two to the back of our mat. So when you come up, you're going to warrior two to the back of your mat. Beautiful. Bring your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come back to warrior two. Oh, we did it all backwards. And now we're going to come all the way down into our side forward fold, walking our hands all the way back to the right. We're just going to go all the way back to that low lunge. Step back to plank. We got it all in there, just in a slightly different order. Lower your knees, lower your chest halfway down, press back up. Lower yourself halfway down, untuck your toes, come into your upward facing dog. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Pedal it out. All right, walk your feet to the middle of your mat. Walk your hands to the middle of your mat. Open up wide. We're coming back into our squat. So we did a lot of forward folding. We've done a little bit of back bending. That means you're ready to do crow. So it's nice and hot. It's nice and sweaty. You can stay here in your squat completely fine. You can take a child's pose. You can take a nap.
Or if you want to start to practice your crow again, come on up, place your hands down, bring your knees up as close as you can to your armpits, and then lift your belly button up to your spine. Remember, this is all core strength, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. See if you can hold it for a breath. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, so good. Look out in front of you. Don't look down, look out in front of you. And then come back into your squat. And then from our squat, we will come back into our forward fold and walk ourselves back into our downward facing dog, where we shall all meet. Whew. All right, float your right leg up. This is the last time, I promise. We're gonna draw the right knee up to the tricep of the right arm. And then you're gonna slide the right knee down to your wrist and come into pigeon. Some of us are like, ah, oh, yes, pigeon. And some of us are like, oh no, pigeon. Well, whichever it is, embrace it. Start to lower yourself down to your forearms, maybe your forehead all the way down to the mat. Maybe you need a block or a pillow under your hip. See if you can find a place of comfort here. And if pigeon is really uncomfortable for you, roll over onto your back and take a figure four. It will stretch the same thing, I promise. So if your hips are tighter, sometimes the figure four on your back is a much better option for you. Breathe into it. Make sure you're staying active. Maybe you can, if you're in pigeon, reach your left toes back a little bit more. Stay here for just a little bit longer. Slowing your breath down. As you start to come out of your pigeon, bringing yourself back upright, we're going to roll onto our right butt cheek, coming into a half straddle. So your left leg is straight, your right foot is touching your left inner thigh. You're going to think about sitting up nice and tall. Reaching your left fingertips towards your ankle or your toe. Reach your right arm away from you, and then bring your right arm up and over. So you wanna, if you have the ability, bring your left arm inside of your left leg. You can place it on a block if you have a block. And that might allow you to make the connection of your toe and your fingers. You want to keep thinking about opening your torso. So it's more important to have your chest open than it is to make any binding connection. That makes more sense. Reaching. So there's a bit of a twist in your torso. You're still pressing your right hip and your left hip down into the mat. And now sit all the way back up. You're going to take your torso, you're going to shake it out a little bit first. And then you are going to twist yourself towards your left big toe. So now our goal is to get our belly button towards our toe. And here we're going to start to walk our fingertips out, keeping your back straight this time. Reaching your heart forward. Breathing here. If you want and you have the ability, you can round your back, bringing the crown of your head towards your nose, letting your elbows soften on each side of your leg. Slowly roll yourself back up. We're going to take our right hand. We're going to bring it behind us. We're going to press our right hand into the ground and we're going to sweep ourselves up into what's called stargazer. So this is a very supported back bend. We've got one arm, 2 feet. Nice, everyone. See if you can reach your left arm a little bit further behind you as you press your hips forward. And then slowly sit back down. We're going to roll onto our right knee and then step ourselves back into our downward facing dog. So graceful. Pedal it out, right, left, left, right. All right, let's see if we can do that on the other side. So float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee to your left tricep, squeeze and hold it there, and then slide your left knee down to your wrist, coming into pigeon or figure 4 on your back if that is more comfortable for you. Relax into this. You know we're going to be here for a little while. So make the adjustments you need to, grab the props that you need to. Cushions, pillows, blankets. And if your forehead isn't all the way down yet, bring it all the way down. Maybe you can walk your fingertips out in front of you, stretching long. Feeling your hips open. If you're in figure 4, reaching for your thigh, interlacing your fingers, maybe activating your feet by flexing them. So if you can elongate your right leg a little bit more. Feel your hips open. And then slowly start to make your way back up out of this pigeon. Taking it slow, coming first onto your hands, onto your forearms, and then maybe up onto your hands. And then we're going to roll onto our left butt cheek, coming into our half straddle pose. Twist around. So our right leg is out straight. Our left leg is bent. Left foot is coming into the inside of the right thigh. We're going to reach our right arm towards our right ankle or our right toes. And we're going to reach our left arm out and away from us. And then bring the left arm up over so that your left bicep is by your left ear. Breathe. Here's a big twist through your torso. So you want to think about rotating, using your arm against your leg to give yourself a little bit more leverage, finding some twists here. Breathe. Maybe you can reach for your toes without losing the twist. So you don't want to turn yourself in. You want to stay nice and open. And then slowly come all the way back up to straight. Shake it out if you need to a little bit. And then take your torso and think about twisting towards your right foot this time. So your belly button is pointing towards your right foot. You want to check that both sit bones are on the ground. Reach your arms up or walk them, either way, but keep your back straight. Reaching forward, squaring yourself off towards your right big toe. Reach forward. Lengthening your spine, seeing if from the crown of your head to your tailbone, you can come into one gorgeous line. And then if you're ready, let your fingertips float down around your spine, letting the crown of your head come towards your knee. Breathe here. Slowly roll yourself up, bring your left hand behind you, press it down, roll on up onto your left shin, reaching your right arm up, stargazer. Find that back bend, see if you can reach your right arm back a little bit further. And then come all the way down, coming into your tabletop position. Let your hips shake side to side. Cross your ankles and sit yourself back over your feet. So we're going to come into our slow descent using our abs, using our core muscles. Now, 2 weeks ago, I sat down on the arm of a chair and I still have a bruised tailbone. So there's going to be a section in this that I'm going to skip, but we're all going to try and do our best. So feet on the floor, reach your arms out. And now start, we're going to try to do this to a count of 8. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So good. And 8, all the way down. Beautiful. Lengthen your tailbone out. Reach your fingers. See if you can tickle your heels just a little bit. And then press your fingertips into the ground. Peel your hips up. Lower back, middle back, upper back, coming into a bridge pose. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. And then slowly lower down. If you have a block, locate your block. Lift your hips up and slide the block under your hips. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. You can either stay in the middle of the room or make your way to the wall. You're going to extend one leg and then the other leg up into the air. Flex your feet. So you can bring your legs up against a wall. You can hold your legs straight up, or you can place a block under your hips and then hold your legs up. Beautiful. I'm going to stay here for a few more breaths. Feel that blood flow reversing. Take your time coming out of this, bringing one or both legs down together. If you have a block underneath you, remove that block. Bringing your feet to the width of your mat and drop both knees over to the right. Extend your left arm out, extend your right arm out into a T. Maybe turn your gaze to look over your left shoulder. If you want to deepen this stretch, bring your right foot on top of your left thigh and breathe. Release your thigh. Come back up through center and then drop both knees over to the left.
Re-extend your arms back into that T position and look over your right shoulder. If you want to deepen this stretch, bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh and breathe here. Come back to center. Draw your knees into your chest. Maybe you make some small circles with your knees. Maybe you take a happy baby. Anything that you need to do before you move into your Shavasana, take the time to do that now. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg away from your body, extend your left leg. Reach your right arm out and away, reach your left arm out and away. Take a big inhale, filling your lungs up with air. And then exhale everything out. On your next inhale, think about tightening every muscle as you breathe in, like you're sucking everything into the center of your body, bringing it all in. And then exhale, let it all blossom and flow out. Big inhale, drawing everything into the center. I like to think of the arms of a sea urchin or a sea anemone, drawing everything into the center, and then exhale, it all flows back out. One more time, big breath, bringing everything into the center. And then exhale, relax, and let everything go as you move into your Shavasana.
If you can stay in your Shavasana longer, you're more than welcome to do that. If you're ready to come out, start to slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Deepen your breath. Maybe you slide your feet onto the mat as you reach your arms up overhead. And then roll onto one side. Taking your time. Adjusting from being on your back to being on your side. And then slowly, carefully press yourself up into a seated position. Taking your time, lining your spine up straight, getting your shoulders over your hips, letting your hands relax in your lap. Soften your gaze. When you're ready, reach your arms out and up, letting your fingertips touch and then drawing your hands to heart center. Maybe you keep them in prayer. Maybe you place both hands over your heart. Acknowledge yourself. Thank yourself for coming to class. Thank yourself and your body for showing up and doing what it did. I thank you all for coming. I appreciate your presence. Namaste. Thank you.